shit.
And this is the Young and Gettin It Podcast, episode 31. Just remember, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Search Young and Gettin It Podcast. Young and Gettin It Podcast. I don't know what happened there. That was like a millisecond stroke. Yeah. Young and Gettin It Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, rate us, let us know everything. We love y'all. Let us know how you feel about the episodes too. You can also find us on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Follow us on there. Comment, subscribe. We talk to y'all and we love it. Thank you so much for listening. I know. Also, YouTube. We're on YouTube. Sometimes we have live videos when we have special guests. If not, if you just like listening to your audio on YouTube, we're on there for that too. So youtube.com, you're going to search Young and Gettin It Podcast. Remember, Gettin does not have a G at the end. It's N with an apostrophe because we're millennials and we will always be millennials. Also, we're on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
It made me think about baby boomers. You could also find us on Twitter and Instagram under the same username at YAGI_podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/YAGIPOD. And you can find us on our beautiful, wonderful, fabulous, tabulous website, www.weareyagip.com. Find all our social media on there, even where to find all of our audio for the podcast as well as video. Everything's on there. It's a great website. We update it. So go there. And you can also contact us there or contact us through our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. We love hearing from y'all. Fan questions, friend questions, whatever you want to call it, are always welcome.
Yes. So I wanted to talk about starting a business. I feel like I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit, but I was really just like, I remember always saying since I was young too, like, I don't have a passion. I don't have something to where it's like, this gives me life. Like if shit went wrong in this, I would keep doing it. You know, like and
that's hard.
That's the hard part.
That's a tough one.
Because every job, once shit goes south, you stop wanting to be there. You don't even, you want to be there when shit is good. Like,
yeah,
you know
when shit's great.
You want to leave when, you know, so, and I know there's people, especially the, like Ashley says, the millennial generation is the generation of entrepreneurs. And, you know, articles and statistics are really showing that. Like, we're all about upward mobility. We're not about horizontal. Don't pay your rent. Buy Gucci.
Yeah. And listen to that if you haven't.
Yeah. We have an episode titled that. Yeah. And a lot of millennials want upward mobility. It's not like horizontal mobility like everyone else, where when you move you have to start where you left off and then move
away.
All I want is pay increases.
Me too.
And I know I'm young, so far that's been my trajectory, and I know that can change the older you get, but within this entrepreneurial world, you can put yourself in a place to where you continue to have upward mobility without having to go horizontally. This isn't, obviously we're not going to forget about the fact that a ton of businesses fail. We're not going to forget that. Like, we're obviously a ton of businesses fail, and a lot of successful businesses take more than one try to get it right. You know, like they might get a license revoked for fucking something up, and then they have to spend all that money on rent and stuff when they can't even have like people in there, you know,
or have like their food grade rating go down, and people will really stop eating there because of that. So there's just little things that can happen to fuck up a business.
Exactly. And so me and Ashley are moving into a venture that is interesting to us. We don't necessarily want to say exactly what it is just because we're in the early stages. And it's like, we don't want nobody stealing our ideas, in all honesty. You know, like, we're not trying to say people are like, ooh, let me take it. But it's just like, when I'm not a creative, so I know what it's like to not have creative ideas pop up in my head. So obviously the funny thing about the business that we're starting, Ashley brought up, and it was a light bulb, you know, like it just was a light bulb. Like, that's it. You know, that's really what it was. So I understand what it's like to not be a creative and to not be able to think of stuff on your own, because I can't. I'm not good at that stuff. Like, that's why Ashley works on the titles of the episodes and I don't, you know, because I don't have that in my mind. It just doesn't work. I can write the description because I like to write.
Her strong point.
Yeah. And her strong point. I'm like technical, she's creative, like that. So, and the funny thing is she brought it up and I was like, boom, you know, so. And then I've been really focused on, you know, working on the technicality. So anyway, we wanted to talk about tips that we have when it comes to starting a business, just based off of our research. And this, even though we're focusing on one industry, a lot of the stuff that we have to do preemptively is
a process for a lot of businesses
across the board.
Yeah. Because like for any business that you run, you more than likely need the proper permits and proper like certifications and just having taxes lined up, having your business registered to file taxes, and you have to have the rates set correctly to charge taxes to your customers. So it's like that right there is a lot, and that's not even the whole of everything that you have to do to run a business and run a business successfully. And another thing that we always talked about when it comes to African American businesses is that we always say that we need to support them and that we need more of them, which is very valid and very true. But we also need businesses that are run properly and not some janky shit.
Yes.
Like it is a lot of the times when you go to a black business.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then another common thing that people always make fun of is how much things cost when you buy them black. But it's like when you go out and you buy that Gucci belt, are you like, damn, this is expensive?
Right.
Or like, damn, this they taxing for this belt. Like, you still get it.
Right.
So it's like, what difference does it make to spend a little bit more money for something you can get for cheaper, but it's made from somebody that looks like you
and someone who isn't already rich?
Yeah.
Because everyone's thinking about just saving money for themselves, but if you keep giving your money to rich people, poor people will stay poor.
Will suffer more.
People need to start, and most of the people who are buying stuff aren't rich, first of all.
No.
So it's like, imagine giving your money to people who needed money. Imagine how it would start to level.
You feel good?
It will start to, you feel, but, and when we buy these black products like OG Royale and
we just bought more bonnets.
Isokanoefe.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pronounce, but we talked about them in a separate episode. We'll probably take pictures with our new bonnets too. So now I have 3 bonnets. Ashley has
Can't
2.
wait.
Like, and I cannot wait. Those are really nice.
And I got my
bonnets.
curl cap. I love that shit.
You got the curl cap, black business. Oh, now it's like really thinking like, dang.
Like, we're doing it.
We actually
We're
do
supporting.
purchase from black businesses.
So it's like,
But they're all been hair related, which is funny.
Oh, well, I care about my hair a lot.
Black business.
Yeah.
Because most of the hair
black businesses are not black owned.
Yes. All that they said 80% of the hair market is white owned or Asian owned.
I wish I could like get into the weave selling business, but I can't.
It's too
saturated.
Saturated, that's the word.
But it's like, if you come with them good prices, cause
yeah,
a bitch was looking for one for her birthday and it was $580.
Oof.
Like, what?
Oof. And if you come with like quality, like there was one lady who started like a chain, which is like, I was iffy about it because she did $50 weaves. So she sold weaves in her place, and then they would install it for $50. So the hair wasn't $50, but installation was only $50.
That's cool though.
Which is good, but the only thing is it's a wholesale price. So obviously people's weaves weren't getting braided that well. It was really fucked up. It was a hair show.
Too bad she couldn't do it well. If she did it well, so this is what we're talking about. Like, run your business properly. If you have a bomb ass deal like that, like I would be ready to jump on it. But if you're gonna do a shitty ass job, or I've had people who had it, their business was presented well for where they were at, and I was presented that something else is gonna be done to my hair than what actually happened, and I ended up having a shitty ass weave.
Does that happen, man?
And like, I never went back, like, because it was some bullshit. Like, why am I gonna pay for this? And you charge a deposit for one, and then you have all these pictures of like bomb ass looking weaves on your page, but then when you do my hair, it's like, oh, this is terrible.
That shit weak. And that's the thing, they only show their best ones, and it's like, don't do that.
I need you to be able to do all types of hair, and if you cannot do all types of hair, say it.
Yeah, and it's like,
or like, I don't like, if you feel like you're not capable of a task as an artist or as a service person in general, you should communicate.
You should say that,
because that's how you get disgruntled customers.
Yeah,
and you get loss of business
and
because you're
reviews.
not honest.
Yeah, exactly. Customer service is a big thing. Like,
it's important.
So you want to make sure, like, especially when, first of all, there's a great website when it comes to organizing your thoughts. It's called Trello. Trello.com. It's a great way to organize your thoughts, and you can have different boards. Check it out. And they do a whole walkthrough, so I don't even need to walk you through it. But that's another thing. It's like, customer service has been a big issue when it comes to minority owned businesses. And I'm talking about like even Asian business, you know, those hair shops owned by Asian people most of the time. Customer service is a rough thing. Like, I know that budget is low, you know, but there's people who are working at minimum wage who provide good customer service. It's just that you have to take that extra time to find those people. And I've definitely gone to beauty supplies where the customer service is great, and I'm like, I'm glad you work here.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it's just unfortunate that that's not the case in all cases.
And everywhere.
And customer service is what brings people back. Like, yes, the aura of the place is part of it, and like, oh, I liked being there. But customer service is like, imagine having a beautiful store, whatever your store is, and it's nice. It doesn't have to be like all white and marble. It just has to be, you know, pleasant, you know, just like walking into anyone's home and their walls are painted. Just a pleasant, you know, and then imagine having a representative who actually knew everything about the subject and really did help you, and even might deter you away from your idea because they know that that's not the best idea and this is the best, even though still allowing you to make your own decision. Like, that's something that's been really difficult. So customer service is very important. Like,
you got to build that customer trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Because without customers, you don't have a business.
Yeah, they're the ones giving you their money.
You literally don't. Just like an artist doesn't have a career without their fans. Like, if you're in a business and you have shitty ass customer service, like, you're doing your job all the way wrong, because that's the biggest aspect of your job, besides making sure the business runs smoothly, because part of the business running smoothly is having your happy ass customers buying all your shit or paying for your services.
And as a owner, you need to be on top of the way people are acting and the way things are running. Like, I remember at the last restaurant I worked at, I could tell the GM was overwhelmed. I get it, like, totally get it. But it was like, you're just like really not doing what you could,
doing the job.
You could be doing better. You could be doing more. Like, I know you're tired. I get it. That's also why I never want to be a GM.
Right? Because I feel like partly too, like, the people at the top of the business. So some of these Black businesses, they are run by one person. So that is another issue, because then they're spreading themselves so thin. Like, so for instance, you're a personal trainer. So you have to personal train people all throughout the day. And you have to run your website, and you have to provide access to, say, like, your workout plans online.
Respond to all the emails.
You have to respond to emails if somebody has a question or they didn't get their workout plan or something like that. So, like, you literally, man, shit. Like, get it together, boys. Like, you literally have no time in the day to really make sure everything is completed to the level that customers expect it to be completed. Because you know, as customers, people like, well, I'm paying for it, so it needs to be perfect.
It needs to be perfect.
Like, I be giving people passes sometimes at places, Black owned, white owned, whatever owned. I be giving passes sometimes because, like, for one, I get it. Some days I don't feel like doing my fucking job, and then two, it's just like, sometimes shit is hard or out of your control. So you're really trying to do the best you can. But honestly, some days I am a bitch. So yeah, it varies. But
and you don't have to work with customers directly.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's good.
But
you still have to deal with coworkers. So, I mean, yeah.
Very rarely. But this week last week it was OD because I saved people. Like, because one of my coworkers forgot her equipment. Yeah, so she had to go back home, and we were going to the same hospital for once. So I was like, I got you. And then on last Friday, I was supposed to be off, and I got called in because couldn't get signed into the hospital.
Because they didn't fuck with this nigga?
No, because his credentials something was wrong with them, so that he wasn't approved. Wow. So I had to go up there on my day off so everybody wouldn't be super pissed off. And be like, you know what, we might look for another company. But it's like, I feel like,
fuck that company.
It sucks because like we talked about last week, when you're capable, you are expected to do a lot more. Yeah. That's what it is in that situation. It's like, they know I'm capable. They know I'm always there. So, like, when I'm not working, the person can do everything perfectly fine. And then they'll still be like, they'll complain about them and be like, yeah, but yeah, they did this, that, and the other. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, I literally cannot work every day, you guys. I'm sorry.
It's too much, and I feel bad for people who have to work every day and are working well
and not getting paid for it,
not getting the salary. And it's like, we're at the age where I'm having conversations with friends, like, there's multiple people, never not one person, you know. So multiple people who are like, I fucking hate this situation, like, I want to leave, my pay is low. And pay is serious when you live in California.
Pay is important and shit.
Yeah, like,
important as air.
Okay. Because I can't breathe when I'm in debt.
No, I can't breathe when my bank account is struggling and I still got shit to pay for.
Okay. Shit. have to lock in that rent and shit. Yeah, you know, you have to lock in that car note early. Like, make sure that's
as soon as you get your check, pay it. Like,
make sure
okay,
that's put away.
Let me just pay it as soon as I get my check.
Man. But so for our business, like, we have just a whole list of things that we're gonna do. It's a long list, so we'll just go through some of it, and even on a future episode we can even give more tips, because we're very close to, not the end, but I would say we're very close to gathering all the information that we possibly can gather, you know. So I feel like now we're really ready. Obviously there's more that goes into a business other than research, but you know. So one of the things that I was looking at, if you have a business, you need an accountant. Obviously, you don't need a live-in accountant who works for you full-time, because that is way too much salary.
Yeah, because they do the shit you don't want to do. Any job that, like, gets paid well, assume it's high stress and it's somebody doing what somebody else never wants to do.
Exactly. You're going to want an accountant for many reasons, because tax obligations crush companies. They fuck up and pay everyone out and do all these crazy things with their money, and maybe even do renovations without realizing that at the end of the year they might have a huge tax bill. Your accountant, especially, you want to get an accountant who's focused on your field, who's worked in your field, because there is an accountant, as I can see now. There is an accountant for every field. And so, like, say you're owning a restaurant, you find an accountant who's worked with restaurants. You want to have the best of the best. Obviously, go see many of them so you can find the best rates for the best candidate. You want an accountant who has connections in the restaurant industry, someone who's really tied into it, you know. There's things like that you want to look into.
You have to pay for that.
And on a day-to-day basis, you need a bookkeeper, someone to track just everything that went through that day. Everyone has seen, like, the point of sale or POS systems that your waiter or waitress will tap into their little handheld or tap onto the computer when they're putting in your order. Luckily, that POS system will log everything for you as you move along. But at the end of the week or the day or how periodically you do it, you still need your bookkeeper to go back and check that nothing fucked up.
Make sure everything matches.
Everything has to match. And I think at my last job, it was every day. Yeah.
I know at Hollister, they used to have to count the cash drawer every day.
Every day.
Because I used to do it sometimes. Definitely was not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
But I did it.
And I don't like touching money, because money's really dirty.
This is what I'm saying. I was a capable employee, so they always make me do extra shit. And that was when I was fucking 17.
And that Hollister got robbed later.
Yeah.
On gunpoint. Good thing I wasn't there. But
I'm like, was it y'all?
I know, right? Now that we're talking about it. But yeah, like, you're gonna need a bookkeeper. I remember at my restaurant it was every day. So, and especially if you're in a business where naturally a lot of money goes in and out, you're gonna want, even if you have what they had at my last job, actually, one of the bartenders, she just was a bartender / bookkeeper. So she would come in the morning, 6 a.m. Obviously, they have to do it either that night or the morning, and that night is not going to work out because that's too late to be out in general. So she comes in at 6 in the morning and did all the bookkeeping for the day prior. And then she would go home and then come work her night shift at night, which is cool. So another way to cut costs, guys, is instead of hiring an in-house accountant, necessarily hiring an in-house bookkeeper, take one of your more experienced employees and ask them that you trust. My God, keywords, that has shown their trust. Like, I want employees who have experience. I was going to say, a minimum of 2 years experience, but 1 year consistently at one place. Because you know how people spend 3 months, and that might be your fault that you're doing like that.
Exactly. That could be a very bad sign.
Yeah. And I know it sucks for people who are entry level and blah, 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 blah. But when I'm starting a business, I'm really focused on.
Gonna be like those people that, like, you need to have like 5 years of experience or like 10 years, something ridiculous, and a master's degree and all this shit. Just to do one little simple thing.
That was the meme of all them little babies in the little hard hats, and they're like, when they say you need 10 years of experience, and it's like, because you have to have started at the age of 4.
Like
what do you mean? You're telling me in middle school I was supposed to start? Like, no.
And where'd I do that at?
Yeah. So it's like, I do feel bad a little bit when it comes to restricting these. But also, it's just like, when you want a business to run well, you want people with experience.
You have to hire the proper employees.
Yeah.
Everybody got to be capable.
Everyone has to be capable. So it's like, I'm sorry,
and but don't lie about being a self-starter, because people.
What does that mean?
Self-starter, like, you don't need motivation from somebody to complete a task.
Okay, I don't know about that. Sounds fugazi as fuck. I feel like everyone needs a little bit.
That's what my job is like, because you have to be independent in my job. Like, you're basically your own boss every day.
Yeah. How do you gain motivation? So you're saying a self-starter is people who don't require motivation.
Yeah.
I heard that wrong. I heard people who do require motivation. Okay, self-starter, that makes sense. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you said. Okay, because I was like, wait, what? So that is very true, because if you're expecting people to tell you you're doing well,
or like do this, that, and the other.
But think about people who, when they get no praise at work, they start to crumble, and it's like, no.
I mean, I don't care about work that much.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just like I can't empathize with you on how you feel.
And I will naturally expect my employees to not care about work. I just expect them to care about doing what I ask them to.
Like, you know? Making the customer happy. Because like me, at the end of the day, my goal is to make the customer happy. And the customer, half the time, is my surgeon.
Right.
It's not the patient.
It's not the patient.
It's not the patient. It's indirectly the patient, because if the surgeon's happy, that means the patient did well. And if the surgeon's unhappy, most likely the patient didn't do well, or you just said something to them the wrong way, rubbed them the wrong way, and now they hate you.
Yeah, and they have to deal with a lot of personalities too, so I can only imagine. But also, when you have these employees on, when we talk about having experienced employees, those are the same people that you can hire on as like, hey, you've shown that I can trust you. You show up to all your shifts. You pick up shifts when people are sick. Do you want to also be a bookkeeper? Yeah. And then you give them a raise because they earn, or just have them work more hours, because some of their hours are bookkeeping and some of their hours are actual working. So the money part, honestly, from everything I've read, has seemed to be the most important part, because there's so many legalities when it comes to money. And even if you're not doing anything illegal and you think you have good intentions, you have to make sure you're doing things the right way.
Yeah, keep track, because taxes are a bitch.
Taxes ruin people.
And Uncle Sam does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they will take everything from you.
Taxes will ruin you. Remember, you have to pay city, county, and state taxes.
Jesus.
Like, you need your accountant to really know,
because sometimes they're doing,
because you don't pay taxes every day. So your accountant literally has to tell you, put this aside because you're going to pay it later. Your accountant has to be able to tell you what to put aside for what, because it's going to be something later, you know? Yeah. I remember this one girl, she's the budgetnista, actually. She said that her taxes one year was $60,000 on her, and she works for herself. But she said, but she was like, thank God I had an accountant, because he already knew that I was going to get hit. And I think the accountant made her save $80 off of his estimation. All right. So she had $20 profit off of her taxes. $20,000. $20,000.
Damn, bitch.
Damn.
Uncle Sam is a motherfucker.
60,020. Yeah. So it's like her accountant saved her, because there are people in instances where they took all their money and, I'm making money, and I bought all the operating expenses. And mind you, operating expenses is everything you need for the business to keep running. Like,
like restocking,
all your bills, you know, electricity, shit like
supplies,
that. Everything. So literally things that allow you to operate, security, anything that you possibly need. And so some people will spend, and I'll be like, okay, all my operating expenses are paid for. Everyone has their pay. Okay. And we have a
time to ball out.
Yeah. Time to ball out. And they spend and then they're like, oh, you owe $60,000. And they're like, what? I spent it.
Okay.
I spent it.
Say what?
So an accountant is very important.
Major key.
Also, find out all the info about starting up. Everything you know about starting up your business, which includes this accountant. In our organizational tab, I had that in the general, because you need every ounce of information. Also, if you have a partner, split up the work, because everyone's busy. You get it. You know, give yourself deadlines, you know, things like that. Like me and Ashley have a specific deadline to have all of our information.
And I know, like you said, split everything up and divide the task. Make sure you write it down.
Okay.
Yes. Major key is write it down, type it, put it in your phone. Trello. I don't care. Yes, use Trello. Put it somewhere where it's actually a physical copy, so that it's, for one, holding you accountable, because you'll look at that list and be like, oh shit, I have not done any of this. That's where I'm at right now. It's okay. But I'm motivated. So yeah, it helps have motivation. It's a constant reminder that you haven't done this. And if you're sharing it on Trello, you can see what your partner has been doing, and then you can see what you've been doing.
And you guys can comment to each other.
Yeah. And so it's a great way to share information as well as get it. And there's another website I can't think of. Once I remember it, I'll put it in the description.
Okay.
But it connects all of your accounts. So it connects your email. It connects your Dropbox. It connects your Google Drive. everything so that it's easier to communicate and show where other documents may be. So like, say you have a document in Dropbox, and I don't know, can you attach documents on Trello?
I believe so.
Okay, so you could share it that way, like, so you could have it where it's like accessible everywhere, but this app does it for you.
That's cool, and that's something we actually may need to use once things get up and running, because we are going to have physical documents that we have to keep track of. So that's also really cool. Another thing is there's a lot of permits and licenses
for everything ever.
And so I'm just going to list them out, because it's not like a deep description about them, but I'm just going to list out types of permits you need to look into for your city and for your state. Make sure you're looking for your city and or county and state. So seller's permit, obviously your state, city, and or county license. Your retail license, your zoning permit, you need to register with the Secretary of State. You need to register as an employee. You need to get your tax permit. You need to get your payroll established. Let's see, which other ones did we put in here? I think those are all the only licenses that we need for our business. But as you can see, also, there might be annual or periodic applications that you have to renew every year, you know, or every period, whatever that period might be, 3 months. So you need to make sure that you educate yourself about exactly what permits you need, exactly, you know, what you need and what time and what your status is, and have it really organized. And you know, sometimes these things will align with your attorney or with your accountant, which you also need an attorney, and you need an attorney who knows what the fuck they're talking about, because you don't know the laws, all the laws regarding it.
Or you probably can't even understand the law manuscripts unless like you're very well at reading, versed, and comprehension, or if you're a lawyer your damn self. So yeah, I don't even advise for people, like, if you really get it, you really get it. But if you read something and you're confused, I just advise that you go talk to a lawyer. And yes, it costs money, but if you're starting a business, you probably should already be thinking about money ahead of time, because that's the thing that you might need a loan, starts and ends businesses. Is money. And you need loans to open your business, maybe, unless like you're just rich, you know, balling out of control. Right. Like, you may need a loan, so you have to research, how do I get a loan? What's the best loan I can get? What's the best interest rate I can get on a loan? What's the largest loan I can pull out? Right. And what is the largest loan am I comfortable with taking out?
What are the years to expiration? That like, too. You know, all these things. Expiration. I said expiration.
Sounding it out.
I know, right? You know, those are also very important. And it's like, your attorney not only is there to read the laws, but he's also there to read all the paperwork, the applications, the contracts, because they understand all the technical language. That's what they were taught in school, especially if they have worked in your field. They will understand the language. So that's also very important. So let's see. I went through all these licenses that we're working on. This has been a lot of work, and luckily it's a passion of mine, and so it actually lowers my anxiety when I work on it. And I guess that's something, make note of that. If you're working on something and you notice that you feel really happy, and I know you have that initial excitement of like, yeah, let's do it. But it's like,
if you keep that same energy
through all the work that it takes to make it happen. And then another thing I see is restaurant owners, like on those TV shows where people have to come in and fix their restaurant, they've like lost the passion. Something happened along the way where the passion. But also, it depends on if you're owning the business, which means you don't work there,
or you're running it,
which means you are there. And you know, I ain't
trying to be there.
From my experiences, I don't want to be there.
No.
So our goal, and if you're in the same position, our goal is to set everything up, get everything started, build an entire team, get everything lined up, and rarely ever come there. And it doesn't mean that we won't be working.
Like, have you ever seen the owner of Forever 21? No. Okay. You don't know what they look like. Have you seen the owner of Fashion Nova? No. Okay. So don't even come for us like that if you was thinking about it.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
What do you think they're doing? Working. Like, let's be honest, that's what they're doing.
They're just not there.
You don't see them. They're not there. They're not at the store. They're not at the warehouse. They're probably, I don't even know how often they show up at the headquarters. But they are always working. And that's what that, even though we came off immediately as if like, well, no, I'm just trying to buy some shit and make it run and get a check in the mail every, like they say on TV, get a check in the mail every week. It's like, I am gonna, might not get a check, but I'm gonna get paid every week.
That was too much.
That was funny. Only a few will catch on, which is why I said it. Only a very intelligent few. But it's like you as an owner, you still have to work from home. You have suppliers. Imagine Fashion Nova. You know how much material these bitches is bringing in? That's a lot of material.
Yeah, where is their warehouse?
I think Fashion Nova Men drops.
Oh, it drops soon.
May 18th, I think.
I was joking around. It already passed. It came out?
I think it came out.
Because I was showing it to Rashad, just joking around. I was like, oh, are you going to get some? He's like, man, I don't know. I'm like,
it might be cute. All these men, like, some men are trying to talk shit. I'm like, it might be cute.
Yo, they know it's going to be,
men. They're launching soon, guys. So check out.
Yeah, because we already said it. So
I know, right?
Oh, well.
Whatever. They're launching very soon, and that guy looked cute too. He got that Fashion Nova bomber.
He do. He got the male version.
He might be wearing Fashion Nova shoes because you know they be making shoes too. Why is that belt all the way down there?
Wait.
Why is that belt doing that?
Okay, that's a lot.
Got long.
My belt is long too. I got a Fashion Nova belt on today. That shit's long.
Yeah, his shit is touching the whole floor. He looks good though. Oh my god, I can't wait for Fashion Nova Men to start. Because if I ever like buy my man clothes in the future, he gonna be like, "Oh, it's cute, it's cute." You know, men never ask where you got it from. Sorry, we just had a tangent about Fashion Nova Men. That's
our shit.
I'm excited for you guys because Fashion Nova has quality shit for us. So I want you guys that aren't pussy because everyone's gonna be like, "I ain't buying no Fashion Nova Man now." You're broke.
Men stay looking dusty.
You're broke. Be
dusty.
You're broke.
No, they're just dusty. Because Fashion Nova ain't even expensive. Or they too fucking heterosexual and worried about being called gay. Like,
what's it called? What's the exact word? I know what you're trying to say. There's an exact word for like, it's not like it's not afraid of homosexuals, but there's a word that it encompasses what you just said.
It's like heteronormative.
No, it's like people who are like super against anything that shows any type of anything other than manly menness. Yeah, exactly. that word.
Exactly, that
and
right there.
Those are the people who aren't going to buy Fashion Nova, and obviously people who have the money to not buy Fashion Nova. But I'm like, if you're broke, you need to check it out.
Yeah, you can always find a discount code.
Like, we're not shopping on Fashion Nova now because we're broke, but we definitely started on Fashion Nova broke. Yeah, because
I was broke.
And we were buying Fashion Nova because they have clothes that we can afford.
Yeah.
And it's cute. And it's like, it's so affordable that once you wear it so many times and it like wears out and goes to shit, you could just buy some more because it was cheap in the first place. They give you a damn 30% discount every 2 seconds.
Like, there's a short lifespan on Fashion Nova clothes.
Just like Forever 21.
So you be ready. Like, I buy a lot of Fashion Nova, but I also still buy like quality clothes too, like in between. It's just certain things I buy quality and other things it's just like I don't care.
Yeah, and that's the best way to supplement your closet. You have those pieces that weren't that cheap and that you liked, and then you have those things that fill in the middle. That's why you see celebrities with one piece of Fashion Nova on and everything else is really expensive because they just needed that thing to supplement their outfit.
Cardi always said it.
Cardi stays saying I can't wait till Cardi line come out because I know it's finna be cute.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, I actually am excited for her line, not just because I'm a Cardi B fan, because I see her, like, I see that she knows what is up, you know, so I'm very excited for her. Sorry about the tangent. We are talking about starting a business.
We always get excited.
Take a note from Fashion Nova. They went from a small online website to a big online website, and now they're expanding to giving people branding. So there's a ton of celebrities who are now representatives of Fashion Nova. Black China, Cardi B, Bad Baby.
Amber Rose be on there, and Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, that's important.
And Kourtney Kardashian.
Yep, that's real important.
And so it's like, and now they're doing the men's, and it's like they went from something so small, and now they have storefronts. That's
what I'm like, who is their CEO?
We wanted to interview the CEO.
Who you are.
If you guys can connect us with them, do that.
I think I have asked so many times.
You're really looking.
DM'd Cardi. I DM'd them. Like, I tagged Fashion Nova on my pictures, and
how they gonna comment on
them to talk to me?
How are they gonna comment on all your shit and not reply? I think that's their thing. because
that's so annoying.
I see them on so many people's posts.
They're on a lot of people's things.
Stunning,
but
babe.
They probably do that because they're like, we want you to stay a loyal customer and we want you to continually promote us because you're tagging Nova Babe in every picture.
Yeah.
So if you look good in your picture and you put Nova Babe and then somebody clicks that tag and goes and looks at all the tags and sees that, they're like, oh, I want those. Man, and then I go on the website and buy it. Are very rich.
I hope the owner's not white, but I can't say that.
There was a point in my life where I think I was ordering from Fashion Nova 2 times a month.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that time in my life was like
not too long
a few weeks ago.
Oh, shit. Whoa.
I still buy from Fashion Nova about twice a month, but it's because they give you that damn store credit and they don't give you your cash back. Yeah. That is literally the only. Okay, no, sorry. There's 2 downfalls: the quality of the clothes,
and then that fucking give me my
store
cash
credit. I actually would love my cash back. How did I pay for this? Because they're trying to make you buy their stuff again. And mind you, last time I bought Fashion Nova, I returned a lot, so I just got store credit of $50-some. I could have took the cash.
Yeah.
You know,
that would have been nice.
And I still have store credit from a previous purchase that I forgot the first time. So it's like, now I can just buy 2 outfits. Like, I actually have outfits waiting in my cart. But we're going to talk about that later. This is good business. Everything that we talked about that Fashion Nova does, like, this is good business. And even these businesses that you hate, like, like people
they have pretty good customer service.
They do.
Because when they forgot something in my stuff before, that's only happened once.
Yeah.
Have they forgot something? I just had to show them my receipt and they just gave me store credit for it. I'm like, okay, cool, that works.
And they ship fast. I don't know about the rest of the world.
Yeah, because we're close to it.
Yeah, Fashion Nova's headquarters, well, this distribution center is located in California, only about 2 hours away from us. Yeah. So it comes very quickly, within like 3 to 4 days. Like if it takes more than 4 days, me and Ashley both freak out.
What the fuck?
Where did it go? Who stole my mail?
Tracking it every 2 seconds. I just got an Amazon shipment notification.
That's so funny. But okay, so let's see. What are other things? You might need a P.O. box, or you just need an address for them to send stuff to. You're going to want to calculate the total startup cost and the yearly cost, because those things matter. Sometimes people don't think about that ahead of time, and they just go off of a brain estimate, and that is just so not smart. You want to also research your competition nearby. You want to know how many competitors you have. You know, you want to know in your exact market too, how many competitors, because you might be a sushi place. How many sushi places are around you? If you're a clothing store, how many clothing stores are around you?
And what are their prices? What's their demographic?
What's going on? Yeah, exactly. You want to research all of that competition. And me and Ashley are going to do the same. It's like we're actually just going to drive to every business in the area and check it out. You can do the same. Drive to find wherever your business you want to locate it. Drive around and see, even if you're don't have a storefront and you're working on more of an online business, go online, check your competitors, check people who are in your market. And you might want to do that before you start your business, because you might find out that you're joining a business. Like I remember I had this one idea one time and I was like, oh, let me see if I could do it. I looked it up and somebody was already fully doing it. And so I was like, oh, and it was like more than one person. So it was like, it wouldn't be original. Your chances are lower, you know, and obviously almost everything has been created.
Yeah. But it's just like on the same token, it's like, even though a business may be saturated, if you feel that you can do it and bring a different,
bring something new to it.
Yeah. Bring something new, do it in a creative way, or do it in a more improved way, do it in a better way.
Right.
Totally go for it.
Yeah.
If you have done the proper planning to do so. Don't just like jump head first into something when you haven't done the proper research, and then you're not really fully in it, because like shit might get shitty. You never know.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you really willing to stick with this in the instance that does happen?
Yeah. And like that is very true, because you really shouldn't give up just because someone else is doing it. No. I hope I didn't send that message. Really.
That's why I was like, let me like clarify a little bit.
Yes. Proper planning is the key. You know, proper research is the key. And so that's something that we really, really, really want to focus on. Another way, since we were talking about startup costs, another way to cut costs is legally if you know someone who can do the things that you want to get done, but so you don't have to go through a contracted service, go to your friends. Say you have someone who's great at landscaping and they're a family friend. They're going to charge you less than what everyone on the market is charging you, because you're their friend. They're just going to charge you what they need, and not like that extreme premium that they charge people they don't know.
Yeah, like if you're flipping houses and you need a garden redone,
right?
Tag your homie in. Like, give him something to eat off of too. Like, hook Black businesses, we said they're important to support, but the business also has to be handed out. Like, you have to invite people in. Like, you can't be selfish, and like, you can be selfish to a certain extent, but at like on the flip side, you still have to be willing to give a little to get a little.
Karma.
Yeah,
karma is everything. So try to contract people that you are cool with, so you're not having to spend those super high prices. Trust
is important, because there's been so many things where like people get into business together, or they've befriended this person has made them seem like they're their friend, and then they end up stealing $60,000 from them. Yeah, like,
people do that, man.
So it's just like, be aware, have your third eye open, and just be smart about how you do your business.
And tied into what you just said, actually, getting into business with friends is risky.
Yeah.
Because Ashley had to remind me, because I had forgot at one point. And it was like, you have to remember, this is why my dad, like, always say, like, my dad was selling cars, and he would say, like, I'm not going to sell a car to someone I know, because I obviously am not selling a car with the intention of things going wrong, but cars are cars. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, imagine if I sell this car, everything's all good, and then something happens the next week. And who knows if it was their fault or yours, because some people do blow their own transmission. And then imagine if someone blows their transmission in a week, they're going to come back running to you. Oh,
you knew this was going to happen.
You did this. You did this. Imagine if it wasn't their fault. They're going to still blame it on you. Imagine if it was their fault and they don't want to pay for it. They'll still blame it on you, and they're your friend. So not only has that happened, but a friendship is being ruined in the process. So you do have to be careful, especially when it comes to like getting money from investors as friends and family. Make your contract, make it to where like final sale when it comes to like selling cars, or like silent investor. You can invest in my business because I love you and you have the money, but do not talk to me about anything business related. You are just giving me money, and I am just giving you a check.
That's it.
That's all. Like, don't come in talking about why? Because mind you, when it comes to investors, they only get paid off of profit. They don't get paid off of. They don't have a salary. And so businesses are typically not profitable until years in. Like, it might be 2 years, might be 4 years, whatever. So you might have an investor like after year one, well, where's my cut? There is no cut. You get cut off a profit. There's no profit. Why you have me investing in a non-profitable business? It is profitable. Our margins have gone up. Our growth rate has increased,
like, exponentially.
Yeah,
and that's why I reminded Nina, like, if you have friends that are investors, they might not understand the turnaround time it takes to get your money back on your investment, and that will very well ruin friendships, because I care about money a lot.
Yeah.
Y'all could front and act like you don't, but I definitely care about money a lot. So it's like, if you feel like, it's just like, okay, you loan somebody $300 and they're supposed to pay you back, and they keep telling you they can't pay you back, but you see them out eating Red Lobster every day of the weekend. And you're like, oh, wait, hold up. Like, you owe me money. Like, why are you out enjoying this meal? And so, like, that same thing can happen when you invest money on a business and the money is coming from your friend. They don't understand, like, we have to wait to make money back on it, but tonight I have to eat dinner, Yeah. It's like, just unless you being, like, ridiculous and, like, you go buy a yacht and then, like, you still have not given them any type of money, then they might be liable to beat your ass.
That's fucked up. But, like, don't be flashing in these niggas' faces.
Yeah. But it's just like, if it's less likely to go wrong if you have a person who's just solely an investor instead of somebody who's a friend and an investor.
That's like a last ditch effort. Like, me and Ashley did say, like, we have a certain goal of money we want to make. And I said, so how long, like, will we ask people we don't know before we go into asking people we do know? Because we do have a timeline on our stuff too, but we do want our investors to be, like, not closely related to us.
Yeah.
Also, remember that there's investor networks. So you can search online for investors in this, and you'll probably find networks that only want to angel invest into certain things. Like, also, if you're a woman, women are considered a minority, which is kind of crazy. But, like, if you're a woman, if you're black or you just not white, like, because there's not going to be no white woman scholarship. It just ain't happening in today's society. But Angela Yee just got a double, like, it was like some, like, discount on her business because, she has a restaurant too. This girl is just doing a whole bunch of investing. And she got
money, girl.
Yeah, she got a discount because she's a woman and because she's minority, because she's mixed with Asian and black and she's a woman.
Damn.
And Shauna made me say, why do you need a discount? You make money. And she was like, I'm still disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm making money. That's how I got to do this in the first place, you know? And I was like, she makes a point. She is disadvantaged. She did what she needed to do.
Teach
and like,
me how.
I mean, she's disadvantaged because she don't do her job right. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh,
that's a whole nother story. So check out those investor networks. Say you want to open a clothing brand. See if there's investors for clothing brands. Clothing is really hard to get into also. So you want to do like in-depth research about stuff like that. Those markets that are insanely hard to get into, like you should be doing crazy research and you should be working constantly, you know? And so I'm not necessarily saying give up on your dream.
Just work hard on it.
And I believe in backups.
Yeah.
So me and Ashley's backup is what we're doing now.
Yeah,
and
that's the only reason I'm in school.
Right.
It's a backup plan.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck about anything that I am learning for the most part, but I know it will be useful in any aspect of my life. But it's just like I don't really have a real motivation for it. It's just like, this is my backup plan.
This is my backup plan. You have to have
a tolerable backup plan, because there's another backup plan that I could have, but it's just like I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
Like I could have simply not gone back to school and just like worked my way up in my company to where I would be making a lot of money, and it's just like I don't want to do that.
Just hating the fuck out of your job.
Yep.
Oof. Yeah, that's terrible.
Not doing that. Like computer science is like, that's versatile. Like I could do quite a few things.
Yeah.
And it might not be like ideal, but I mean it'll be better than
pay my
this
bills.
shit. Fuck.
And that's the thing, it's like, think of a backup plan. We're not telling you to think of failing.
Yeah.
But you need to have a backup plan. Luckily, me and Ashley actually started working in corporate America before our business. So our corporate America actually is our backup plan. We're just going to go back to what we were doing if we end up completely failing, God forbid. You know, like, we really do want it to work out, and we really are going to take the steps and take it seriously so it works out the first time. That is another thing. Please take it really seriously. Yeah. Don't be like those Instagram people that think that they can do one thing and it's just going to work out for them.
Yeah, and don't get your first check and be like reckless
and flashing it on TV like, oh yeah, we make money, big bands. I just don't want to get robbed.
I don't even want to touch the money because it'd be dirty.
Hey guys, so I'm going to interrupt our conversation about business to promote a Black business. Blended Designs is working to empower students of color. It's their goal to provide gear to students that encourages them to be their best. They do this by producing bags, totes, and organizational tools with fun characters representing a broad range of melanin skin tones. Their products are made to be sturdy so kids can count on them to work. And we commit to giving students in less advantaged schools free gear. That's really nice. With the help of local community organizations. So you guys can't see this, but go to blendeddesigns.com. They're also Blended Designs on Instagram. Their bags are so cute.
As hell.
As soon as I saw them, I was like, okay, so my children are going to have this because my children deserve this, you know. They have HBCU inspired gear. They have the regular, you know, melanin gear. They have so many things. And I feel like when you want to just present your Blackness, which we're definitely in the era of being Black and being proud, finally, you know, and
hella Black, hella proud.
And society's starting to accept that. That's a great way. Also, you know, kids also have identity issues because one, they go to school with stupid other kids, so then they start messing up their minds. But also, you might just be in an underrepresented area where you're the only Black kid, or you just want to show that you think that your people are beautiful and you're not trying to be like anyone else. I think those bags are so cute. Those tote bags are definitely not just for kids, they're for adults, and I would love to use one of those as a carry-on. It's a carry-on size basically for an airplane. It's
and
so
they had a
cute.
lot of variety.
They had a huge selection. So remember, guys, this is a Black owned business. You want to support small businesses because these are going to people who actually need the money, not people who had the money and are going to give it to their grandkids because they already got enough for the next 3 generations. So blendeddesigns.com, Blended Designs on Instagram. We'll have that in the description. And back to our conversation about building your business. You have to control that too. That's another thing. When it comes to money and you're a business owner and you become lucrative, you have to be careful because you're going to get taxed as a person and your business is going to get taxed.
Can't be out here living reckless.
Yeah. So you need to put some of your own money aside. I think as a business owner, you do probably get hit with personal taxes.
I'm about to start a nonprofit. Expense all that shit.
Right.
Fuck it.
I hope so.
I don't have the time.
But hopefully we're still giving you guys enough information to know where to start, you know, and know how to build. And even if you don't have a business partner, just take your time because it will just take longer. That's all.
Take your time and research.
research. There's basically, that's what I love about the internet. I was thinking this week, me struggling this much in my master's program makes my parents shit on me, because not only did they not have all this technology to help them get all their answers, they went and got almost the same degree I did, and I'm sure their grades are better than mine. My parents are shitting on me. So sidebar. Okay. Anyway, but I'm like, you know, if you're alone, just take your time, do it slow, do all the research in the world, because there's so much. I literally been researching for forever and still found a new article this morning. You know, like, it's there, basically everything exists. That's what I love about the internet. Everything exists. You will find an article about how to do exactly what you want to do,
and
for
just
the most
make
part.
it, and you should make this a habit in your daily life. If you don't know something,
look it up.
Find out, because a lot of the times, like, I'll be having a conversation, I'm like, you know, I don't know, what do I do? Pull out my phone, go on Google, figure it out, get the facts.
And isn't it so satisfying to hear a word you never heard and then be like, yep, Siri, what does that mean? And you learn. It's like, yeah, awesome.
That's why I like reading too. Like, when I read a book, like, especially on my phone, I love reading books on my phone, because you could just hold the word and do look up, and it tells you what the word means. Like, even when people text me and, like, I think I know what a word means and I'm not sure, I'll look up the word just to make sure I know what it is, or make sure I'm using the word correctly. Right. So that's like the one time where I think about, like, how we used to have those vocabulary books in high school. Like, that shit was useful. It was. Like, the words sucked. They're very big words that I would never use in normal conversation. Like, I do use some of them, but it's just like, it's great to have a wide vocabulary, because you can understand and communicate with so many people. Like, there's nothing worse than, like, having a conversation with someone and they use a word and you're just like, what does that mean? And it's just like, it's not that bad, but it's like, in some situations that can be horrible, especially if you don't ask.
Especially if you're at work or in front of a ton of professionals, because it is good if you don't know a word. And it is weird, I've noticed, when I'm 26 now, and it's like I'm in a group. I know, isn't that weird?
I'm not yet.
Ew.
Soon come.
That's so weird. 26, we're over the hump. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, when I'm in a group of like 30-year-olds ish, and they use a word and I'm the 26-year-old, like, what does that mean? You know, you feel dumb. And like, people are afraid to ask those type of questions, just like when the teacher's like, does anyone not understand? And no one wants to say they don't understand, you know. But it's like, it's one of those things where I am trying to build the habit of being like, what does that mean? I don't understand this. I don't get this. Explain this further. I don't, you know.
Just growing confidence. Yeah. And that's something that grows our age, because it's like, at some point in your life, you should be like, you know what? I am over this bullshit. Like, I'm about to be straightforward. Like, everything just needs to be what it is, because I don't have the energy for anything else. Yeah. And it's like, you grow that confidence, and you just grow an intolerance to certain things as well.
Zero fucks starts not being given, you know. Yeah. And it is definitely an age thing, because as a child especially, you don't want to look like the dumb one. So when you don't understand something in class, you kind of just let pretend. It slide. Yeah. Unless you're one of those kids who are super passionate about school. There's only few and far between.
Sorry, teacher, how do you understand? Shut the fuck up. Everybody hated that one student all the time that would always have a question.
Or just commented too much. Yeah. Why are you commenting? No one cares about your comment.
Like, you're here, we assume you're paying attention.
We're all going to get full participation points whether or not we participate. So can you be quiet? Just shh. I did have one time where the teacher said, you are talking too much, to the guy who was like asking too many questions. Great. Teacher was like, okay, and was like, you are asking a lot, and I get that you're so into it, but and it was to the point where nobody was looking at the teacher like, whoa. He was asking way too, like, completely halting the class to where we weren't even getting where we need. In a 4-hour class, we weren't getting to where we needed to go. He was talking so much. I don't know what was wrong with this guy. And the teacher literally said, like, okay, I need you to really monitor how much you're stopping the class, because I'm not able to get through the material. Like, it's okay to ask questions, but you're asking a lot, and make sure your questions are relevant to what I taught for understanding, and not just what you want to discuss related to that, you know. Wow. That happened once in my life, and like, the class wanted to start clapping but couldn't, because we were like, shut the fuck up.
I probably would have said something, because I'm that person.
I remember it was a big class, like 500. So I like was very far away from him, but I was like, my eyes were just in his head, just like, I didn't even know what his face looked like. That's how big the class was. Like, it was.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to be that guy. You're probably not. I ask a lot of questions.
You're not.
You know, me and Ashley both say we ask a lot of questions, but it's just not on that level.
Yeah, I just have to be thorough. It's something that I'm a process I'm still working on, of being thorough, because in my job, for one, that's one reason I started doing it, and then two, it just helps in daily life. Like, my goal is to never be like, oh, I don't know. Like, Angela that's Yee. The worst answer you can give. Angela I feel like you gotta research everything so that you're not that person that's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah. If you don't know, be willing to find out.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to researching this, like, we have tabs for every single subject, but under that tab, it's like, we'll put like, okay, this is the link, but you need to be thorough. Don't just have the link. Understand what's in the link. You know, understand the information that you're giving to this topic. And that's why I always bring up Angela Yee, because she'll do like rumor report. If anyone listens to the Breakfast Club, she'll do rumor report, or her other section, I forgot what it's called. And she'll state something and she'll play like an audio clip from it. And then Charlamagne will be like, oh, well, who's Jamie that she was talking about? And she'll be like, I don't know. And it's like, but you provided the clip. Why aren't you like, that annoys me about her, because she doesn't do any due diligence on her job. I don't know her history, so I don't even know how she's had that job for so long. But it's like, I need to go back and watch that Gucci Mane thing where he was saying she was trying to fuck him, because it was so long ago before I ever watched Breakfast Club. So now I need to see the context of the conversation. Now that I'm knowing how weak
probably so embarrassing.
Now that I'm knowing how weak of a employee she is, but yeah, so that's another thing. Do extensive research. Once you've done all your research, do more, basically. There's more, and there's more. And then one thing that I was telling Ashley, once we're done with our research, we're going to have to sit down. It's probably going to be a long-ass meeting. Just let me let you know ahead of time. Because we're going to have to put everything in order. And that, when you look at how much stuff needs to be done to start a business, putting everything in order is going to take forever, because you need one thing to get to one thing. Like, they'll say, say you're opening a restaurant. Oh, okay, here's your application for your retail license. But we need all the full diagrams of the building you own. So you're telling me I need to own the business before I get my license. And this is for a lot of businesses. You need full zoning, and like, they need to know every single thing that's everywhere in the whole building before you even get your license, which means you have to have a full business. You're paying. So for people who want to own a storefront, understand that you might be paying rent before your business opens. Actually, that always happens. You're always paying rent before
because you have to think about, if you're renovating the place, right. A lot of companies renovate before they start their business, or they'll like just want to change the store a little bit. One good idea that I saw is there's this taco place that just opened by my brother's house, and while the inside was being built, he had a mobile taco truck that he put out in the front. And he just sold his tacos out that truck until the inside was finished.
And just so you guys know, there are licenses for that too. There's like, I think it's not, the word is not event, but it's some word very related to event, like planning or something, where you need to get a permit, just like anyone else. You know how celebrities will pop up in a city and try to do something, and the police will come and be like, you need a permit to be filming here. Yeah. Same concept. Even if you're in the front of your storefront, you don't own the sidewalk. The city does. And so he probably needed to get a temporary permit, and maybe not. He could have been doing it illegally, or for restaurants, it might not be allowed. It just differs. You have to do your research. Yeah. And he might have had to go get a permit to say, I'm going to be in front of my restaurant from this day to this day until my construction is done. Then I'm going to go into the restaurant. You know, like, you have to think about all that. That's very good business, first of all.
Yes.
He's making his
I was
money.
like, he's smart as shit.
Smart as fuck.
Smart as shit.
Mexican food is everything.
His place is really called the Taco Man. I'm like,
oh, man, that's a good name.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Because I love the Taco Man.
That's all
and
we
when
call
you say
them.
the Taco Man, everybody know what you're talking about.
All you people that are from the other side where everyone's from Cuba and not from Mexico, the Taco Man is what we call them. Like, we don't say, like, the guy selling tacos. Yeah. They're literally the Taco Man at every party. So for him to name it, smart as fuck. Check out the Taco Man. Local business, pretty good. Minority owned business. Yeah. So that's awesome. So also another thing that we are looking up is our sales prices. What are we going to sell our product for? What do we want our profit margins to be? What will be competitive with the market? You have to see these things. And this is why we're going to hop in the car and literally drive to all these businesses and see what they're selling stuff for. Check out their menu.
Secret shoppers.
Yeah, we're secret shoppers. That's another thing when it comes to our security, because you know, you do need a security system. You might need just cameras. You might need just loss prevention. But that's another thing is we probably should have secret shoppers, because secret shoppers are to see how your business is running. And a lot of businesses, I'm just going to say businesses in general, be doing some fuck shit when the leader isn't around.
Yep.
And so if you hire just like a college student, you know, like someone who just needs money on the side and has a brain, you know, because obviously some people be like, let me get this money real quick. Oh yeah, A plus, and everyone's bullshitting inside. It's like someone just with a brain, and just tell them, you know, we'll pay you this much to come in and check it out and let us know what's good. Ask them questions and see if they know what they're talking about, because you also want your employees to be knowledgeable. So secret shoppers is very important. So sales prices, you know, you need to check your competition. You need to see what you're doing, and don't upcharge. And the funny thing is,
people love doing that.
People love taxing. The thing is, sometimes your business might have to take a hit to save the customer. And so say taxes are rising at a crazy rate to, you know, your customers are not going to buy your food at this insane price. Or you notice your sales are dropping because the price raised. You might have to take that financial hit if you have enough profit to cover it. You know, you have to plan these things out, and that's what an accountant is for. Some people use consulting services that do everything for them.
It's kind of pricey.
It's very pricey because we looked into it. It's going to rob you. And so it is, talk to your lawyer, talk to your accountant. That also brings me back to a very overall original idea that I forgot to talk about. When it comes to applying for all your permits and your licenses, one of the main things you need is a business plan. There's a lot of companies that will help you start your business plan, but you also want to make sure your business plan is related to your business. Don't just go to a university and get a general business plan. There's enough templates online. Google is everything. Their stock is up. So they have it online.
I
you
need
know,
to look at their stock.
I know. I actually haven't looked. I just assumed it was up because everything was up on Friday. But there's also these consulting services, you might not want to pay for their full expensive package. They might just sell a business plan package for you, for your type of business, for a certain price. And me and Ashley are doing something relative to that, just getting a template, and so that we make sure we're not missing anything. And they're not just for applications. You might need all the layout for everything, for a permit, for these other licenses, because I've noticed in our research that they have crossed many boundaries when it comes to what you need it for. Let me see what other topics we have, because I think we're actually able to get through all of it. Find out your allowable operating hours. Do not. Do you want to get shut down?
Like if you're trying to open like a bar or something, that's valid. Your liquor license is valid. That's one of the main things like places can't get.
Yeah.
I really need to research why it's so hard to attain.
Yeah.
Because that's literally, everybody's like, yeah, we can't get our liquor license. And like, yeah.
Oh, because I mean, it's tied to like 1 million deaths a year in the United States. I mean, like, let's be real. That's probably why. And it's like, it's funny how, you know, I find it really funny that alcohol was illegal and they went through the whole prohibition to make it legal. And now a ton of people are dying.
Yeah, it's like, it probably should have stayed illegal. Because how many marijuana deaths do you hear about?
Okay. Right.
I just wanna know.
Exactly. So it's like you guys are worried about the wrong thing. People just wanted to get drunk.
Yeah.
It was like 1919. The alcohol was poison.
Yeah, that shit was real life liquor. Like that shit was like 80 proof. Like,
yeah, like
we got you, fam.
We bitches compared to the shit they
you
was
want to
drinking
turn
back
up? You really gonna have some hair on your chest? Like, let's do it.
Women are really gonna grow some hair on their chest from like that was because alcohol now is poison. Yeah. Imagine back then. And
I do not like alcohol.
The prohibition was not prohibition, but the illegalization was partially because people were dying in drunk driving accidents back then in those little rinky-dink little cars.
Wow.
People were dying.
They were probably OD wasted too.
Yeah, people back then, imagine, they tried to at one point make cars illegal because people were dying. When they were first making cars, they tried to make cars illegal because too many people died.
Well, I wish they did so that we'd have a better transit system here. That'd be fine.
She just spoke.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
that. I fucking because traffic wouldn't be a thing. Like,
wow.
I would literally be able to ride a train everywhere.
And I can read.
Yeah.
I could study.
I could study. I could take a nap. I could be well rested. Well, I don't know about taking a nap, but I would close my eyes. I don't know about taking a nap. You know, because
depends on who I'm sitting with.
I'd be paranoid.
Yeah. But yeah, no, me and Ashley were just talking to my dad about how Amsterdam was like what America should have been. And my dad was like, yeah, when you go to a country like that or London or just all of Europe, you realize how behind the United States is. And then New York is like, oh, California's behind, which it's like, New York, yeah, you're pretty good, but you
y'all
have
copy someone.
But they have
Y'all had guidelines,
but it's shitty.
That too.
They have it all, but it's shitty. Their MTA, that's why, like,
MTA
shout out
fuck
to
is you doing.
Exactly. Shout out Vital Information. They have MTA fuck is you doing on almost every week
It's
of an
like
episode.
We're all obsessed. We talk about them so
Yeah,
much.
and we you know, we did an episode with them in New York. Check it out. It's called Hawaiian Filthy. Vital Information featuring YAGI Podcast. But yeah, it's like they have the transit system, but the shit I keep hearing that it's like some aren't working often.
I saw somebody I follow, I can't remember who it was, posted like a video of the subway and some guys were walking on the tracks with a ladder, like in construction gear and a hard hat. And the caption was, "This is going to be a while." Like, this is going to be a while.
Go catch an Uber, fam.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's
At this
expensive,
point.
but just go. Because I'm sure
Right?
they have the what's it called? Where they multiply the
Uber
price.
pool?
No, where they
What?
multiply the price. Because
Surge.
They probably have a surge
Yeah,
frequently.
I took Uber the other day and that shit was so expensive.
Yeah, like their surge prices. Sorry, you guys, my computer goes off, which is frightening. To have your phone, computer, speakers,
Yeah.
and watch go off at the same time is frightening.
Yeah.
So apologize because that was my computer, not my phone. But yeah, sorry, interrupted. But yeah, it's like they have surge pricing all the time in New York. Like their transit is
Okay.
it's okay, but the homeless are wilding on there. There's not enough police regulation when it comes to the homeless on there. And sorry to tangent. After the Starbucks black guys incident where they kicked people out, they kicked them out and they wanted to use the restroom. Now I'm starting to see homeless people in Starbucks because they don't want to
See what y'all be doing?
Y'all be doing too much.
This is like on the last episode of season 1 of Dear White People, when the guy, it's the white guy who hates Sam. He's like, just ask yourself, Sam, has anything good come from this, from what you've done? And they were like at this big ass riot. Everybody was rioting. Everything was going crazy. They were threatening to integrate the African American student housing. And he was like, yeah, just ask yourself, has anything good come from this? That's what y'all make me feel like right now.
Sometimes, yeah.
And I feel like an Uncle Tom. But
this media shit, no, it's
some of it's just pointless. Like, if they was really in there not doing what they were supposed to do, then
a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening if media didn't have the power it had. Like, Donald Trump literally would not be
Roseanne
president.
wouldn't be canceled.
She wouldn't be canceled. She shouldn't even got brought back.
She tried to blame it on medication.
And then Ambien had to, Ambien posted that, well, the company that owns Ambien is called like SoFrill.
They were like, that's not even a side effect.
They said, we, of all the medications we produce, racism is not one of the side effects of our Ambien. They posted it. They said Ambien is not any of our known side effects. They said known.
See, this is why I don't be reading up on shit, and then I find out shit, and I'm like, oh my god. Like at least worldly shit, I don't be paying attention.
There's too much going on. First of all,
yeah.
So you have to pick and choose. I hope I get to the point where I'm in my own house and when I'm getting ready in the morning, like I have the news on. Like I don't want
the news on.
I know the news is depressing, but my dad doesn't watch the depressing news. He watches the informative news. I want to get to that point where it's like I'm still gonna read my books, still gonna watch my Real Housewives, but I can inform myself properly because my dad doesn't know. Like I need to actually talk to my dad and be like, are you aware that Donald Trump won because of like Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, he probably knows if he watches the news. My dad, that's all he cares about. He literally will sit on the couch or like wherever he's at. If there's not a TV there for him to turn the news on, he will turn it on his phone.
Yeah.
And he'll watch that. He listens to it. Like he's obsessed.
Yeah, and it's like we're getting older, so we're going to have to start getting involved too. And like I was telling Ashley earlier. So, there's like it's good in general, and I've seen people do this to join their like city council and like stuff like that. And I was telling Ashley like we should try to do that too when it comes to like things that we care about in general. It's like, so we're gonna make an effort as business owners to join city council and work towards moving just the community in a direction that we want to see, because we are part of the community. Where we're gonna open our business is actually relatively close to where we were born. And so it's relative, not close, but relative. It's not close.
Really relative.
But relatively close to where we were born, And so, and people who are from where we're from would agree. Yeah.
You'll get it.
And so, you know, being involved also helps. It also shows that you're a caring business owner. When you keep a good rapport with your county officials and the police and this and that.
And when you're Black, it shows that you're not a bad person.
Black, especially, it's more important to show it because they're going to think you're up to some bullshit, and that's not how we all are. And, you know, it's to the point where it sucks that me and Ashley have to lead with the fact of we have to lead with our degrees. Mm-hmm. When we talk to these people, we get so much further when we tell them what we are first.
No respect.
And it sucks because I did see that meme where it was all like, it sucks that I decide how much respect I'm to give to someone after I ask them what they do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's true. And I admitted, like, I was like, ooh, I do that. You know, it's like treat people the same, just keep it mental when it comes to how you feel about it. You know, like that's something I have to learn.
I treat some anesthesiologists different though, because I don't like them.
Yeah, that's a personality trait.
Yep.
You know,
I don't like those motherfuckers.
So to conclude talking about things that you can do to start your business, we have a couple more tabs here, like this extra stuff that me and Ashley are working on. You might want a marketing manager, and you know why? I'm going to call them a marketing lead because the pay is different. So if you want to save money, you find you a college student and you give them the title marketing lead. Do not give them manager because manager holds more weight.
It holds some, yeah.
It holds a higher salary.
You feel like you the shit.
Yeah, and you literally have to pay more for that title. Like, you have to legally pay more for the title. No. Especially as a starting business, have leads. Have your bookkeeper be someone who works there, who you trust. Have a contracted accountant. Have a contracted attorney. And make sure you have everything you need before you talk to them. So when you're paying that high price, you're getting every answer in one session. Mm-hmm. So marketing lead. Make sure you get someone who, if you need marketing, make sure you get someone who has some experience. The thing is, we're college students, so we know that there's a million college students out there looking for a job. And it's like, I even know someone with a degree in marketing. So it's funny, like, you really will meet people who fit into that. Obviously, I personally wouldn't hire a friend, but there's so many other college students that you don't know that you could be hiring for that type of job. Let's see. Oh, me and Ashley were talking about how much do we pay ourselves?
Because you can't be out here wilding.
You can't be out here wilding.
If operation costs matter.
Yeah. So that's funny because that's something we're still looking up. That's something we haven't decided yet. How much could we pay ourselves? And is it legal to decide after? You know, like, I don't know, because I would want to see what we made, and that would decide what I paid myself. If we made a shit ton, I'm going to pay what my goal was.
Yeah.
If we make not good money, I'm going to just pay the basis of survival. Like, basically, I would pay
I'm making now.
Exactly. I would pay myself exactly what I'm making now. Or actually, since me and you make two different, I would, whatever the highest is. Yeah. I was like, we're getting Ashley's salary. That's what, and it's funny because when I was thinking about that this morning, I was like, whoever's is higher, we're going to just level that.
Yeah. And like, mine is sustainable.
Exactly. Sustain a lifestyle, be able to save and stuff like that. And so that is something you have to think about. Do research on that. And, oh, wow, we got through it all. So honestly, I really hope that helps when it comes to starting a business, like, especially if you feel like you're in that passionate stage where it's like, I'm going to go full force on this. I'm going to start getting the financing for this. I'm going to start filling out the paperwork with this. If you have a partner, split the work. Mm-hmm. If you don't, take your time, but don't take too much time. Just take your time, though, because if you rush, you might fuck up too.
Yep.
You know, and if you guys are starting a business, let us know, because some people can legally talk about it, some can't. We understand, but we want to be able to help, and we can also help lead you to the correct resources. Since, you know, I've just been doing this for a while. I started the Trello and just kind of got the basis of things lined up, and then I split the jobs between me and Ashley. So it's like my section isn't done. It's just like I know more about my section, and her section I know barely anything about. And so I'm like, once she finds that information, I will know more, because I'm like, I don't. And so I hope this is helpful to you guys.
Yeah, and if, like, this conversation bored you, you're not about dash money. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
In all honesty, that's the truth. Yeah, you're not about dash money. And, you know, you might not want to own a business, but
it could still be helpful traits. Just showing the research and determination that we put into things can be applied in multiple facets of your life.
That's very true.
It doesn't just have to be to starting a business, because research is imperative for everything, like, in all seriousness. So thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, you can find us Young and Gettin It Podcast on
Apple Podcasts, on SoundCloud.com, and on YouTube. SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please subscribe to these platforms, comment, rate, let us know, hit us up. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you guys want us to talk about too, and we want to hear your opinions. Send us listener letters. We're also on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Cast.
You can also find us on YouTube and Twitter. Oh, wow. YouTube and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter.
I didn't even catch
at
that.
YAGI_podcast. You can also find us at Facebook at facebook.com/YAGIPOD. Our website is also there and waiting for y'all to click on it at www.weareyagip.com. And also hit us up on our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And I was also thinking of pitching an idea to you of getting a Google Voice number to where people can text us. That I feel like would be a little bit more of you guys' thing, you know, since we're millennials and whatnot. Who really emails outside of work? No one. So
right. That's so true.
I'm gonna get that set up and I'll have the number provided for you guys when I have it
very soon.
Look at God really quick.
Oh,
we almost forgot again.
Yeah, look at God. I found my passion.
Ow. My look at God is I appreciate that I have friends that I can have intellectual conversations with, and that I have friends that I can have conversations with about money and about making money, about being productive and being happy and leading my life in the way that I want to lead it.
Yeah.
And I also like I have friends that check me, because if you don't have friends that check you, are you really friends?
Look at God.
Probably not.
Look at God, man.
Yeah, y'all keep fucking with them fake bitches if you want to.
Oh, wait. For real though. For real. Rah. All right, guys. See you next week, episode 31 of the Mother.
Bye.